Hi guys, how are you? If you could write hi in the chat, please. Hi Zainab. Hi Zarif. Okay, so today we have writing and we will talk about diagrams. I will just directly go to the diagrams. So diagrams are one type of questions that come in the IELTS writing task 1. They are not very common, but they do show up. So we have to learn how to write that ones. And then that one most important things to know about diagrams is how to use the time markers, because in the diagrams we always have to define the process of something, like the process of making something or preparing something. So it's mostly we have to know the time markers, which are words that help to describe a sequence of events. Example, firstly, secondly, thirdly, after that, then, and all those types of the words. So let's just go to this practice. It's practice number 6 from the book. And just if we could write one of the words in here. So it says complete the simple answers. In exercise 4, using the time markers from exercise 3. More than one answer may be possible. So these ones are from exercise 4, these words. So we have to just find what to put in each blank space. So if you could just write in the chat. So we first start. The diagrams illustrate how news stories are created in a newsroom. Okay, so because we just start, most importantly, most probably we put first of all or first. Firstly, news stories come into newsroom through either journalists, press releases, or members of the general public. As it said that more than one answer can be possible, so we can say like secondly, or we can say after journalists are assigned to different stories. This may mean they have to attend an event, conduct interviews, or search through archives. Then we can say like thirdly, images become involved in the process. This could be through television crews, graphic designers, or photographers. So we just put all of these words in these blank spaces, like something that you think may be good in here and may match the information. So these are the most important part of the diagrams because like they can make the structure of your essay. There are more of these time markers, and we will see in the other exercises as well. And then when you solve the questions and exercises at home, you can also see some more of them. So here, I'm just gonna go through one of the writings. It's about a diagram that is given here, and we will see how it is written. So the instruction says, read the sample response to the prompt below. So it's about that. And then the diagram below shows how electricity is produced in a nuclear power station. So it's a process of how the electricity is produced in nuclear power station. And then we have to summarize it and write it in here. So let's go to see what words are there. So for example, the first one, it gives the what word are there. So the first one is the containment building. The second one is a steam generator. The third one is steam pipes. Okay, we don't have a third one here. let's take this one as the steam pipe. So these are the pipes that the steam go through. So the steam pipes are these ones, like it's the third one. And these two both are the steam generators. And then fourth one is uranium fuel here. And then, so all of them are in here, and 11th one is electricity. So it's when everything ends and we get the electricity and it goes to homes. So first of all, we analyze and see what happens here, and then we start writing about it. So we have to first analyze and then plan how to write, because we don't have a lot of time, and then by planning we will have like better idea of how to do that. And one more important thing is that mostly the diagrams are about like scientific and technical stuff, but you don't have to have a knowledge before about that. It gives everything in here, you just have to know the process of writing. So as we see, the like it starts from the containment building, and then there are the steam generators, and then the steam pipes. So like the steams are generated in here, and then the steam goes through the pipes to the fifth one. What is five? It's a turbine. And the fourth one is uranium fuel. So from uranium fuel, we get the steams through this, and then it goes to the turbine. And then the sixth one is generator. It goes to generator, and then to transformer, and then eight is the cooling water. So in here we have the cooling water, and cooling water sources the ninth one. So we get it from like underground, and then it goes and creates the electricity. So we are planning to write about the first part. Like in the introduction, we mostly write how it begins from here, and then how it ends, and then like how many stages we have. So let's go here, and then introduction, we just paraphrase this one, paraphrase the question. So we say the illustration provided shows the step-by-step process of electricity production in a nuclear power plant. So we just, instead of diagram, so it's just it can be said that like it's an illustration. The illustration provided shows instead of the, so we write the shows the same thing, a step-by-step process of electricity production. So instead of like how electricity is produced, it just paraphrases it as the step-by-step process of electricity production in a nuclear power plant. So instead of power station, we say power plant. And then the process involves 11 different components. So from first to 11th. So we can always, in the diagrams, just write the like the first and end of it, and like or just paraphrase the question and then write how many stages it has. Then the overall, what happens, we just write overall. The process of power generation begins in the containment building here, and where steam is generated using water and uranium fuel. So steam is generated here using this water that comes from here, and then the uranium fuel. And then it ends when electricity begin provided to houses. When electricity being provided to houses and other buildings through electricity pylons. The main stages include steam production, transformer, and cooling to create electricity. So it's just like how it starts, how it ends, and then the main stages. And then in the third paragraph, which is the body of the task one, we give more descriptions and more details on how it is created. So we do use the time markers here. We say in the first step of the process, uranium fuel heats water to generate steam. And then this vapor flows through the pipes to a turbine. Cold water is also pumped through pipes into the turbine, and then the vapor passes through a generator, which in turn creates electricity. Following the process, um, Following this process, the electricity from the generator then passes through a transformer before it is transmitted through electricity pylons. Finally, the nuclear generated electricity is ready to be transferred to homes, buildings, and industries. So it's very like shortly says what happens in here, and the total number of words is 151 words, and here is like how we talk about a diagram. So it says also that diagrams topics can vary, but mostly they are technical and scientific topics, as I said, but we don't have to have a knowledge before about that. Everything is given in the diagram. And the second thing is that when writing a process, the passive is often used. So as you can see, the time, the tense, and here is the passive. For example, here it says, the process of power generation begins in the containment building. And also here, we say in the first step of the process, uranium fuel heats power water to generate a steam. And then the vapor flows. Like the time is simple present tense, and like in the passive form, mostly the passive form is used. And you can also use this form of the tense in here, because we don't exactly know if it's in the past or like in the future, but this, when we use this tense, it shows like the process of what's happening in the diagram. Okay, so in this one, can you just tell me what are the time markers? Mostly the time markers are used in the last paragraph. And if you could just write, where are those ones? Oh, hide it. In the first, right, Zainab, thank you. And then finally is here. What else is here? What about then? Let's go right. Zarif and Muhammad, are you there too? Yes, in the first step, we can say 10, and then we go. And then is again in here. Following this process, this is also a time marker. Like after this like process that happens, following this process. And then finally. Okay, so do you guys have any questions? Anything you didn't understand about the diagram?